This has to do with something called the Leidenfrost effect. It's something my grandmother actually showed me, though she didn't know the name or the physics. When I was young, she was cooking pancakes, and she couldn't tell the temperature of the skillet in which she was going to cook the pancakes, so she threw water drops down on the skillet. And they did something unsurprising. They immediately vaporized. She said, "Jearl Jr., the skillet is not quite hot enough. We have to wait." We waited a few more minutes, heated up the skillet some more. She threw water drops in, and now they lasted a minute to a minute and a half. Exactly what they shouldn't do. And that is the Leidenfrost effect. She knew the skillet was really hot then if the drops last a long time. A long time later, when I was writing Flying Circuits of Physics, I came across a paper by Mr. Leidenfrost. He explained why a water drop on a hot piece of metal can last so incredibly long, a minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes maybe. It's because when you throw the water drop down, as that liquid drop approaches the hot metal, the bottom part of it vaporizes. And that sets up a microscopic protective vapor layer between the remaining liquid and the hot metal. And that supports the drop, keeping it away from the hot metal, so it can last a minute and a half. It takes that long to get enough heat transferred to the drop, to radiation or convection, in order to finally vaporize the drop. Well, in the old days of ironing, people would test their iron, see if it was hot enough, by licking the finger and touching the iron. They wouldn't get burned every time they did this little test. It's because the water on the finger would go to vapor state and set up a little vapor layer between the flesh and the hot metal. They could hear that sizzle and they would know that the iron is hot enough. That's the Leidenfrost effect also. This, my voice is going to tremble, though I've done this before. I've actually gotten badly hurt with this. This is lead. It melts at 328 degrees Celsius. You could obviously cook a piece of meat at 100 Celsius. This is 328. Well, actually, I'm hoping this is considerably hotter than the melting point, or I have a real serious danger here. What I'm going to do is touch it with my wet finger, like touching a hot iron. But let me show you that it is hot. I got a volunteer wiener here. The wiener doesn't want to go in. Okay. I'm going to touch this with my Great idea. Let me get the sludge and now the wiener oil off. Now I want to tell you about the dangers. Obviously, I could spill this onto myself. Obviously, I could get burned, but the really true dangers are subtle. I'm going to wet my fingers and touch with my finger. If I have too much water on my finger, the water will explosively go to vapor and blow the lead out. And I've had lead blown into my face and onto my arms. The really serious danger is if this is right at its melting point. If I go in with a wet finger and it suddenly solidifies onto my finger, I won't be able to disengage, and I will pull up solid, very hot lead, 328 degrees Celsius. I will lose the tip of my finger. Let's do it. I touched it, and actually, there's no sensation of heat. Call a little bit up here, I think. I tell you what, it looks like it probably is well above its melting point. I'll wet all 4 fingers, go to the bottom, touch bottom, come back up.
Hold this. Yeah.
All 4 fingers to the bottom. Come back up. Now this is where it could explosion could really be a problem. I don't think you're in danger there.
Let's have the cameras now.
It blows into my face. I'll try and get it off my face before it burns me. I have, when I was tricked into posing for the National Enquirer one year, he had me do it over and over again, the photographer did. And at one point I went in and it blew lead into my left arm and I could just watch it melt into my skin. Another time he said, take your glasses off, I'm getting glare from my strobes. Took my glasses off, did it, popped it right there. Missed the eye. I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm going to hope that the water goes to vapor state, forming a protective layer around my fingers for my brief plunge in. There we go. Touch bottom. I'll try it one more time. For a little bit left, but fine. Oh, God. Oh, no. Let me goose back up. Yes. Is this your first time? Yeah. Professor,
the deal was, I told my students if they showed up, I'd do shoulders.
Oh, no.
What I didn't tell you is that they paid me.
Let me get a picture of this.
I got a video of it. So look at it.
Make sure you wet
All right, here we go.
Ah, nice.